What if I told you the rarest personality type on Earth hides an entire universe behind their quiet smile? INFJs, the so-called mystics of the Myers-Briggs world, are walking paradoxes. They're the friend who remembers your coffee order but disappears at parties, the colleague who solves conflicts with a single sentence but hesitates to speak up in meetings. To the outside world, they're calm, composed, and endlessly patient. But when the door locks, the lights dim, and no one's watching, that's when the real magic happens. Imagine this. It's midnight. The rest of the world is asleep. But an INFJ is wide awake, scribbling in a journal filled with half-finished poems, scheming ways to anonymously pay a stranger's rent, or rehearsing a speech about solar-powered cities to a poster of their favorite philosopher. They're not just introverts. They're secret architects of dreams, silent warriors of empathy, and undercover philosophers who turn solitude into a superpower. You see, INFJs don't just recharge when they're alone. They transform. Behind closed doors, their minds become kaleidoscopes of creativity. Their hearts turn into vaults of unsolved mysteries, and their quiet gestures ripple into acts that could rewrite someone's life story. But here's the catch. They'll never tell you about it. Why? Because for INFJs, the most meaningful things they do are the ones no one sees. So, ready to step into the shadows and uncover what INFJs really do when the spotlight fades? Buckle up. We're not just cracking the code on their secret habits. We're diving into the hidden engine that drives the world's rarest, most misunderstood personality type. By the end of this, you'll either say, "That's so me," or "How have I never noticed this about them?" Let's begin. 1. They craft elaborate daydream worlds and live in them. When INFJs are alone, their minds become playgrounds for imagination. These aren't just quick fantasies, they're full-blown sagas. Picture an INFJ lying on their bed, staring at the ceiling, mentally writing a novel where they're a peacekeeper ending a war, or a teacher inspiring a struggling student. They'll spend hours refining dialogue, imagining settings down to the texture of the wallpaper, or replaying real-life conversations with alternate endings. For INFJs, daydreaming isn't about escaping reality. It's a safe space to explore their ideals, process emotions, and test solutions to real-world problems. They might imagine comforting a friend they couldn't help earlier or practicing a tough conversation they're too nervous to have. It's like mental rehearsals for life, blending creativity with their deep desire to make a difference. 2. They conduct midnight soul audits. INFJs are the ultimate overthinkers. When the world goes quiet, they turn into detectives of their own lives. At 2 a.m., you'll find them dissecting every interaction from the past week. Did I hurt their feelings when I said that? Was my advice helpful or just nosy? They'll replay moments like a movie scene, analyzing their tone, body language, and even the other person's hidden emotions. Journals become their best friends. They'll write pages analyzing their growth, listing regrets, or brainstorming ways to be better humans. Some create color-coded charts rating their daily kindness levels or scribble poetry about their existential fears. This isn't self-punishment. It's their way of staying true to their values. They believe if they can fix their flaws in private, they'll show up as kinder, wiser people in public. 3. They secretly adopt strangers' problems. INFJs can't turn off their empathy radar, even for strangers. That grumpy cashier, the quiet co-worker who skipped lunch? Alone, INFJs will invent entire backstories for them. Maybe she's grieving a loss. He probably feels invisible. They'll Google mental health hotlines just in case, or draft imaginary letters to these strangers filled with encouragement. One INFJ admitted anonymously donating groceries to a neighbor after noticing their fridge was empty. Another spent hours researching therapy options for a homeless person they pass daily. They rarely act on these thoughts, but the weight of others' pain stays with them. It's exhausting, but INFJs see it as their duty to care, even when no one's watching. 4. They curate soundtracks for every emotion. For INFJs, music isn't entertainment, it's therapy. Alone, they create playlists that mirror their soul's weather. A rainy day might trigger an hour of sad piano melodies, while a victory calls for upbeat anthems they'll dance to in socks. They don't just listen, they feel lyrics deeply, often crying over a verse that perfectly captures their unspoken feelings. Ever seen an INFJ staring into space with headphones? They're not zoning out. They're reliving memories, analyzing a song's message, or imagining music videos where they're the star. Some even write song lyrics in journals, using music to decode their tangled emotions. It's their secret language for understanding life. 5. They practice self-altruism. INFJs hate public praise, but love secret good deeds. You'll never catch them bragging, but check their browser history. Searches like how to donate anonymously or best self-help books for teens. They'll leave encouraging notes in library books, tip double the amount when no one's looking, or spend nights mentoring strangers online under fake names. One INFJ shared how they planted flowers in a neglected park at dawn just to brighten commuters' days. Another mailed handmade blankets to nursing homes, refusing to include a return address. Their happiness comes from the act itself, not applause. To INFJs, kindness loses its magic if it's performative. 6. They host TED Talks for an audience of one. INFJs have fiery opinions they'll only share in private. Give them a bathroom mirror, and they'll deliver passionate speeches about climate change, human rights, or why art matters. They'll argue with imaginary critics, fine-tuning their arguments until they sound bulletproof. Some record voice memos of these rants, then delete them immediately. It's how they process big ideas, by turning their minds into debate clubs. You might find them pacing rooms, gesturing wildly as they explain to an invisible crowd why empathy can save the world. These solo sessions aren't just venting. They're rehearsals for when they're brave enough to speak up publicly. 7. They turn mundane tasks into sacred rituals. INFJs find magic in ordinary moments. Brewing coffee isn't just a task, it's a meditation. They'll savor the aroma, ponder the farmers who grew the beans, and feel gratitude for the hands that made their mug. Folding laundry becomes a trip down memory lane. They'll recall where they wore each shirt, who gave them that sweater, or how a stain reminds them of a funny mishap. Even cleaning becomes spiritual, scrubbing floors to wash away negative energy, or organizing bookshelves to bring order to their minds. For INFJs, mindfulness isn't a trend, it's how they infuse daily life with meaning. 8. They stalk their own social media and cringe. While others chase likes, INFJs obsess over authenticity. Alone, they'll scroll through their own profiles, cringing at old posts. Why did I use the hashtag? That joke sounds forced. They'll delete comments, rewrite bios 10 times, or vow to post more real content, only to overthink a simple selfie for days. One INFJ admitted taking down a birthday post because it felt attention-seeking. Another spent hours researching how to be genuine online, but still felt like a fraud. It's a constant battle between their desire to connect and fear of seeming fake. Their feeds might look polished, but behind the scenes, it's chaos of self-doubt and rewrites. 9. They time travel via nostalgia. INFJs are historians of their hearts. Alone, they'll dig out childhood diaries, replay old voicemails, or visit parks where a life-changing moment happened. A faded concert ticket isn't trash. It's a time machine to their first taste of freedom. They'll reread letters from exes, not to rekindle romance, but to understand how they've grown. Some keep memory boxes with movie stubs, dried flowers, or pebbles from meaningful trips. For INFJs, nostalgia isn't about living in the past. It's mining it for clues about who they're becoming. Every tear shed over an old photo is a step towards self-awareness. 10. They prepare for apocalypses, real and imagined. INFJs are quietly prepared for disaster, emotional or literal. Alone, they'll draft crisis plans. If I get laid off, I'll freelance and sell art online. If mom gets sick, here's the hospital with the best reviews. Their notes app has lists like things that calm me or people to call during a panic attack. Physically, they stock emergency kits with band-aids, chocolate, and a hope journal of uplifting quotes. One INFJ confessed keeping a breakup box with comfort movies and ice cream coupons, just in case. It's not paranoia. It's their way of taming anxiety by feeling ready for life storms. Conclusion. So what's the big takeaway? INFJs aren't just introverts. They're secret warriors of depth. Their alone time isn't lonely. It's where they refuel their mission to understand, heal, and inspire. Whether they're daydreaming solutions to world hunger or hiding kindness like buried treasure, every private act is a thread in their life's purpose. To the outside world, they might seem calm and collected, but behind closed doors, they're philosophers, artists, and silent guardians rolled into one. If you're an INFJ, embrace these quirks. They're proof of your rare magic. And if you love one, remember, their quietest moments are where their brightest light shines. So, did you see yourself here? Smash that like button if you're an INFJ, or share this with someone who's beautifully mysterious. Keep nurturing that inner world. It matters more than you know.